Good morning, world, and welcome to the 58th ever episode of Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, where your co hosts Jay and Cody will meet you at the intersection of humor and sports expertise. If you are a new listener, first time listener, welcome to the pod. If you're a loyal listener, welcome back. Episode 58, I'm going to go ahead and call this the Thomas Davis episode, unless you've got any objections.
No, I
Jay,
don't.
Jay, you want to tell the people what they can expect today and where they can find us?
Yeah, first off, find us on X at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks. That's where breaking news hits you at the most important times. There will be breaking news coming. I don't know when we'll break it, but it'll be coming on X before it's coming anywhere else. And
Eventually.
that's at TMQBs. And then on YouTube, that's Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks on YouTube, where you can like subscribe and see our handsome faces each and every week now.
Hmm.
Um, we
Hmm.
got a loaded week. Uh, First off, Cody, it's our first week without football. How are you holding up?
Um, it feels a little bit weird. But they kind of wean us off of it when the playoffs come. If it starts week 18 with no Monday night football, no Thursday night football, uh, and then the playoffs hit, and then no weekday football, limited games on Saturday, Sunday, and by the time you're at the NFC Championship, 2 games a week, and then so I think the NFL does a good job at adjusting us slowly. That being said, it's feels like something's missing. Uh, I started a new TV show. I'm also rewatching another TV show, so a lot more free time than I'm used to.
What
Um,
show did you start?
Mm,
You,
I think it's called Mind Hunter. It's on
I think I
Netflix.
might have heard of it. Is it
Yeah,
like a detective show?
yeah, this dude works for the FBI, and I've only seen 2 episodes.
That's why you
So
ain't told me yet, huh?
yeah, I don't know too much about it yet. Still assessing it, but so far so good. What about you, Jay? What have you been doing now that football's come to an end?
Well, lucky enough, I don't know. I know I sent it to you. Drewski, people don't know, comedian, internet personality, Drewski's dropped a new show on YouTube. And I think it's the funniest thing that's ever hit YouTube. I
With
don't know,
uh
man.
with CP.
Yeah, he's the host of the show.
Mm.
And
Caleb Presley, funny guy.
yeah, I think 24 hours into it, it had like 2 million views. But
Mm.
it's crazy funny. I enjoyed that. I did see this is I don't like I'm not going to do this again, but it's 28 weeks till football. I'll do it probably about April. Update us on that week
Yeah.
counter. There's no need to start counting weeks now,
Mm.
but it's about 28 weeks. Just I guess I did watch some basketball. The main thing that got me this week though, man, and it's the first thing on our docket today, and that's the USA Canada hockey, the battle of the what's it called? The Four Nations or
Four Nations Faceoff. That's
something like that.
hold on. Four Nations Faceoff.
Yeah, USA and Canada played, I guess, Saturday night. It's round robin. They're going to be playing again. I want to say probably Thursday or
That
Wednesday
means
night. It's the 20th.
it's Thursday.
Um, it's always been a rivalry, and hockey takes this. You know, hockey's a fun sport. You found a love for it last year, but when they booed the national anthem, and then they scrapped 3 times in the first 7 seconds.
That was all. Yeah, it was awesome, man. Electric. That's exactly what you want if you're an American. And this is why hockey trumps the NBA. You know,
Yeah,
what the NBA players probably wouldn't would they let other countries disrespect our anthem. So shout out hockey players. Thank
it
you.
it's insane that they're in the middle of their season and they go do this for I think it's the All-Star it's the All-Star game is like or festivities or the week after. But they're
So
going I mean, I saw Connor McDavid on the I seen him light up his name while he was playing and I was like, he's playing in this? Everyone's just playing in this? How do
yeah,
you
dude.
because if I'm a a die hard, if I saw Jaden Daniels playing on, some if this was my team and I see my guys out there fighting, I think that rubbed me the wrong way, but it's hockey, man. It's just the way it is. It's the
That's the
sport.
way they are. I was also wondering if like is this just like for the minor leaguers, because sometimes you used to see that in
Hmm.
baseball in the Olympics. Um, the players representing Team USA were not always the big leaguers, the all-stars.
Yeah,
A lot of times it was like a AAA lineup. Um, but no, these are at least McDavid was out there, so I'm assuming
it's the
most
ones, brother.
yeah, it's the guys, and it's is pretty cool to see. So I'm looking forward. We've got a game Monday night, so it hasn't played yet for us. Do we have Sweden?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Canada again Thursday.
Yeah, the
Um,
championship match is set regardless.
yeah, I think it's awesome to see that it's not just they're not treating it like an all-star game either. They're playing hard, they're fighting. It's also pretty remarkable that like the majority of the players in the NHL hail from, you know, four, and then you count Russia too. So really like five
Hmm.
countries for the vast majority of them.
Yeah, it's I guess cold countries, huh? Where it's
Yeah,
you can go play on the lake, just get you a pair of skates and a stick and a puck and you're good to go.
they've got an advantage. Kids from Florida would never. They
Yeah.
there's a professional team in Florida, but you don't see many Floridians in the NHL. I'd imagine.
Costs a little money to play when you're in the heat like we are.
Mhm.
I do know I look because I looked up this whole like what was going on with the this tournament. I looked it up Saturday night or Sunday night.
Mhm.
Uh, and it is new that like a good bit of times when the Winter Olympics are going on, best players aren't playing for teams because of the NHL. But I know that the commissioner has made it where they will be playing the next two Winter Olympics, and I think the next one's in 2026.
Really?
Yeah, so it is relative. I don't know if it's changed in the past, but I know a lot of times it's amateur players, at least
Yeah.
for most countries. But yeah, and in that game, we don't know much about hockey. I know you learned rules last year, and we
Couple,
catch on
couple
to
of
them, and you remember them pretty quick when you cut the
them.
game off. What I just knew we were hitting them. We were hitting the shit out of like you could
Yeah.
tell that it meant a little more on this side of North America.
Hmm.
Uh, but that's all. It was awesome to just see them hitting the way they were. That's what I got out of it, man.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too. Defending our nation's honor is what they
hmm.
went out there and did.
And we
And
got
then and then proceeded to kick their ass on the ice after that.
Yeah. What where's the championship, I wonder?
I think are
Is it
you
in the
asking what
Boston?
city?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it in the US?
It USA is home according to what I'm seeing. Um, let's see if this list
I'm Googling it right now. It's in
it's in
Boston.
Boston.
They will be booing O Canada, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just what happens. That
Hey man, this is the one time we want Boston on our side. Boston sports fans, we're on the same side as you for this one. Just
hmm
give them hell, and then the rest of us will go back to hating you as soon as this is over.
this this also makes me think how if we can ever get a make a World Cup run, this country would lose their mind, dude. Like if we were
Uh,
playing in the finals of the World Cup in the men's World Cup, because I know we win it in the women's, but in the men's, this we'd unite as a country like you'd never seen before, brother.
mhm.
And maybe 2026. I'm ready whenever. I think that's when the world.
Man, you've
I
been
think.
saying it for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I have
We
high expectations for us going into it because of you've been saying it for so long.
well, I think the farthest we've ever been is make it out of group play, and that's getting to the final 16, which is the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
So to exceed those, if they were to make the final four, it'd be going nuts here. And I don't know if they're good enough. I've heard apparently they were supposed to be in 2026. There's been a lot of blame on the coaches, but I think the World Cup's in the US in
Was
2026
it?
as
There
well.
was, yeah,
Or
it
it's in North
is.
America, but
It
mainly the
There's
US.
going to be a lot of games in DC. I know DC is staying open, like the bars are staying open 24 hours for it.
Mm. It ain't
Um,
going. Where was it last time? It was Qatar, where they kind
Maybe.
of couldn't really drink there like you could,
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
there was some stuff going on like that. I remember. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh, you remember in 2014 when we made that run?
Oh yeah, I
And
remember where
I
that
guess
was.
that run was making it out of group play, but
That's exactly what it was.
that was electric. You know, like everyone was like, where are you watching the game later? Like it was the thing to do, and I still remember it pretty well. So if we actually made a run, I mean, what that would do for this country
It'd be
be great.
beautiful. It'd
Yeah.
it'd be what this hockey game did, but times maybe 50, I think. And I'm not exaggerating there. And I think 2014 they did that. I don't think they made it like qualified to get in the World Cup since then until 2022. So I guess they took off in 2018. They missed it in 2018, and then they got back in 2022, and they got bounced by the Netherlands.
Didn't we just got a new soccer coach, didn't we? Recently, last year maybe.
Well, they
Weren't they talking about firing the guy? They're like, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it now.
they I think they hired an old coach though when they I don't know. But as
I
what I
don't either.
remember is the coach is bad. Like the coach might unless they fixed it. I don't know. But we got 2 years until we 2.5 years until we got to worry about such a thing. So nice to catch up on it and plant the seed again though.
Hmm.
Good time for it.
We'll check back in on it too. We won't forget about it.
What would if USA were to lose in the I'm not gonna call it gold medal championship game, does
Hmm.
that kind of like take away from Saturday? Because I don't. I guess it would a little, probably a little.
As long as we go down swinging, and by swinging I mean like showing heart, and then by swinging I also mean like fighting.
Yes.
If we do
Okay.
those two things, we'll still leave with respect.
I
But
agree with you, Cody. I
if
want
you
them
could pick which game to win, obviously you want to win Thursday.
to. I agree with you though. Just like when Carolina was getting beat by Duke 2 weeks ago, I wanted them to go down swinging and start a riot. So yes, I'm with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's how you keep respect. Sometimes you don't
Yes.
have to lose with dignity, no matter what they say.
No, no.
Uh huh.
Throw an elbow. I love it when a football team's getting blown out. Or they do it in hockey a lot, so that's a much better example. But like regular season hockey, teams getting blown out, they'll just start fighting. Um, or in like an early game of a series that they know they're going to lose, they'll just start fighting to try to set the tone for the rest of the series.
I hope we get some. I feel like brawls have died down in the sport of baseball, man, the past few years. So hopefully this summer we see some fights as well.
Yeah. Love a good baseball fight. It's been what's the best one you've seen in your lifetime? The Nolan Ryan one doesn't count. We were um
Well,
even you know what I'm talking about though, right?
was it Odor that hit Jose Batista?
Yeah,
That
that
was
Ronet or whatever Adore,
well,
yeah.
that it's because I remember I didn't see it live. I saw it as soon as it came out though, and I was
Mhm.
Jose Batista was a bad dude, and
Yeah.
it was wild to see. And then the other one, I can't think of the pitcher's name that when he squares up with the whole team and he's the Reds pitcher.
Yeah. That I think he's a lefty. I don't
Was
remember his
it
name, but I know
Chapman?
it wasn't Chapman.
It wasn't? Okay.
No, I know who you're talking about. I remember it.
It was Pirates Reds, and it was Amir Garrett was his
Mm-hmm.
name. Was
Mm-hmm.
he? I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I remember him a little bit.
Yeah.
Scary
Yeah.
guy.
When he took on the whole team, that was sick too. He
Mm-hmm.
was career 13-19 record with a 4.96 ERA, but he's stuck in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Also was a basketball player at St. John's, Cody.
Wow.
Hey, a four-star basketball player.
Really?
Mm, small forward. How about that?
That's
That made
surprising.
I'm even more impressed with this cat now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't when I saw his stats, but then I
How
saw his
tall is he?
career
Like six five,
6'6"
6'6".
with them spikes on, probably 6'7".
Yeah.
Scary man on a baseball field, I tell you that.
Yeah, he
He don't.
probably looks about 8 feet tall when he's standing on the rubber.
What about you? You got one?
I was gonna say Odor hitting
Yeah.
Batista. That's knocked his glasses off. That was probably the best one of my lifetime, but that's kind of sad
Yeah, there
that
needs.
that's the best one.
Well, yeah, I can't. I want more. Give us more. Give us. I want about like five this year. I feel like we're
Basketball,
lucky to get one.
the NBA has given us better fights, a better fight than the MLB has, and that was Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, but
Um,
that was bad.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Listeners, if you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check out the 30 for 30.
yeah.
Um, it's it's your worst nightmare. You think you're safe when you're up there when you're out there chirping the players. You're not.
Didn't it,
Uh,
did a fan throw a drink and that's what started it? That's
Something,
what
yeah. And was it Ron Artest or was it Steven Jackson?
I think it was Meta World Peace. No, he won't Meta World
He,
Peace.
he,
It
he
was
was
Ron
Ron
Artest.
Artest,
It was
man,
Ron Artest, brother.
up in the stands, just throwing haymakers at people, man.
Uh, Have you seen where I think Ron looks at Steven Jackson and he's like, "You think we're in trouble when they get in the locker room?" That's what he said. He said to him. He's like, "Yeah, we're going to prison or something like that." Uh,
Steven Jackson, I don't remember the quote. He had like a pretty funny quote though, like "I'm going."
it's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, we did have college basketball this week, Cody. I saw the nation's third longest losing streak ended on Saturday in Raleigh. Pack got a win.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
and then the Hills beat Syracuse. Uh, there was a number one versus number two matchup where Auburn won again. They're 16-2 in quad one. I saw that after
Hmm.
that game. That was pretty crazy. It sounds like 2/3 of their games are quad one games. But uh, any thoughts on college basketball this week, Cody?
Um, I mean, I did see NC State beat Boston College. Um, that win means nothing, but it's just pretty like mind-boggling why we're still not playing our freshmen when the season is gone and your only hope at this point is your your freshmen that were supposed to be good maybe staying, maybe building off them next year because everyone's leaving. Um, so why Kevin Keats is like refusing to play them for big minutes or and substantial minutes, I don't understand that, Jay. I just don't get it. The
I
season
don't
is
either.
gone. Um, how many teams make the ACC tournament?
All but four. I don't know how many are in it nowadays.
Yeah,
Probably 20.
we're scratching and clawing to try to make the ACC tournament. And right now we're out, and man, it's not good in Raleigh this year.
Have you found you a team, or are you just gonna wait a little?
I'm gonna wait, and I'm probably gonna wait to see who makes it to the round of 32. Who pulls up off an upset in the first round? That's probably the bandwagon I'm gonna hop on. Um, so we'll see. The ACC, I think, may be a little bit better than I initially thought we were, Jay. That is the positive news I can say.
I don't
Duke,
think so,
Louisville,
man.
Clemson. Duke, Louisville, Clemson.
That's it.
I don't know about Wake.
They they got back on track beating SMU Saturday, but then they lost. They lost to somebody they're not supposed to
They,
lose
they
to.
lost to Florida State at home.
Yeah, Pitt is not what I thought they could be. I mean, they've been tough the past like 3 years, but and they made a tournament last year. They're not going to make it.
How do you feel
I
about the Heels, Jay?
I love. By the way, I think Clemson's really good. The Heels, they beat Syracuse. They tied their. They hit 13 threes for the second time this year. That's the most they made in the season. So I think they won by 6. Ian Jackson's finally scored again after he had been in like a 6 or 7 game rut. But I mean, they it was cool. What I liked is Hubert is like I mean, Jalen Withers isn't fun to watch play basketball. He had his best game of the year, but Hubert's trying anything except for playing one freshman, our big man freshman, who I want to
Mhm.
see play substantial minutes, kind of like you were saying earlier. But he's tweaking the lineup as much as he can. He's grasping at straws, I guess.
At least it's nice to see adjustments, man.
Yeah, he's that's what man. I love Hubert. He is there if there's anyone that's gonna he cares more than anybody else out there, and that's a problem. But he's trying to will them himself, but it don't work. There are
Mhm.
things like the roster construction. There's no way around it. We got too many guards, not enough bigs.
Yeah.
But that's like I said last week. We're playing now. We like let's try to win right now. Let's not worry about next year until we get there. Because like it or not, the schedule is the schedule, and they'll probably go 5-2 or 6-1. And if they can win 2 or 3 games in the ACC, or go win the ACC tournament, that's what I'd be telling them. Go win the ACC tournament
Hmm.
you're in. That's the kind of stuff I think Hubert does. And it ain't a loss. It is a loss. It's a bad year, but I
Yeah.
mean that nothing from this week makes me feel like they're gonna make the tournament, and nothing will like even if they won, they go 6-0. I mean, it's the bottom half of the ACCs who they're playing, and it's going to be. I know it's going to be close games in there,
Hmm.
but I mean, it is kind of cool to watch without getting angry anymore. I guess
Yeah, dude.
like
Um,
just watching and kind of laughing sometimes, or being like, "There you go,"
look,
we
you
can
made one.
drill them.
Hmm.
That's what when I think Jalen Withers was 3 for 4 from three, but the worst thing that he can do sometimes is hit the three. He's actually not so bad. You know the players that like literally should never dribble the basketball unless they're like attacking the rim and it ain't going to be more than 2 dribbles. That's him.
Mm.
But otherwise, he's going something bad's going to happen with the ball. Uh,
I hate watching people like that try to be playmakers when they're
yeah,
just not playmakers.
but he's a big body and he can play defense. So I mean, he should be able to play defense. And half the players, you ever watch a team, Cody, and it's like, how are, like, it's like a split second. they're late on, but it happens maybe for Carolina. It feels like it's about 4 players, and it'll happen to them. Well, it's pretty much the whole team. It's going to happen about 10 times in a game where they're too late. They don't realize they're supposed to switch on the screen, or they don't realize they're supposed to box out when the ball goes up until the dude's already beat them.
Yeah,
And
dude.
that's the kind of stuff where like it hasn't changed. And Jalen Withers is great with to do. You can count on some of the, but like I said, it's the whole roster. You really get it from Cadeau a lot. And but RJ Davis does it. Everyone does it. Seth Trimble does it. So yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully the Hills just keep on keeping on. Well, in about 3 weeks' time, I'll be rallied to get something going in Charlotte like you did last
Yeah.
year in DC, Cody.
Yeah. I can, and when the time comes, I can show you how I did it at least. Not guaranteed that it'll work for you, but I'm glad you brought up that point about feeling like your team's half a second late on rotation or dude, I feel like that's every defensive possession of NC State that I watch almost. There's a breakdown. Oh, it's probably 10 or 15 times a half where it's like both people go with the screener, both people go with the ball, and it's like someone is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then every time they like look at each other and they're like talking, but then it happens again. So they're like, we're not even fixing the problem. We've been watching it all year. It's extremely frustrating, man.
I think
Extremely
we
frustrating.
I think we could coach up some basketball, Cody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That'd be
for
my
sure.
sport to coach if I had to pick a sport I wanted to coach. I think basketball would be my number one.
I wouldn't. Here's what I could do, man, because um, I think so many people forget about the fundamentals, right? Like my team will make our free throws.
They're gonna
My team,
rebound,
my team will rebound the basketball, and my team is going to run and push the ball in transition.
and
Um,
they're gonna know how to do some defensive slides too, ain't they, Cody?
Yes, they're
I
going to know how to do some D slides, and more importantly, like whatever it's going to be, like we're gonna be on the same page when we're on the basketball court, right?
hmm
Like if I get if there's a backdoor screen right here, like I already know we're switching, right? Like we're all going to be on the same page, and
communicate.
yeah, and if you want to do fancy, sexy stuff beyond that and you know, try to run some real, high speed traps or, any cool whatever. I'll have an assistant coach for that, but like we're going to do the basics. And I don't see that when I'm watching NC State. We don't do the basics. So,
I do I do think we might would struggle drawing up some plays, but we can get that from YouTube. Just like you can get Tuesday morning quarterbacks on YouTube, Cody.
well, look, man, I was thinking the same thing. Like if drawing up plays is going to be tough for me, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, but I did watch that TV show. What was that? Oh man, the soccer show.
Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso, dude. He wasn't a
hmm
soccer coach, and he
Nope.
figured it out. He figured it out. Total Soccer, I think, is what it was called. You read enough books, man, they'll tell you how to run some plays,
hmm
and you'll find something that sticks eventually. So
There's sometimes I feel like Hubert only runs one play, man. We just send a ball screen up to RJ or Elliot Cadeau, and two other guys just stand in the corner and never move. And then somebody's on the wing who refuses to move as well. And then either the pick and roll works, or the pick and pop works, or the step back three goes in, and that's just all they do. So maybe we could do that.
I would other thing I would hang my hat on is not calling timeouts late, like under 10 seconds after a made basket of a one possession game, like we're gonna push the ball. I'm not gonna call a timeout.
Yeah,
I see Coach Keats do that a lot.
everyone
I don't
does
know
it.
if I
Well,
said this
Hubert
last
does
week.
it all the time.
He did it a few games ago, called a timeout on the made basket, inbounded the ball, took like 4 seconds to make it past half court, called another timeout. Then now we're running a half court inbounds play with like 3 seconds to shoot when
That's really
we could
silly.
have had. Yeah, dude, I hate it.
Hmm.
So
Well,
anyway,
until we start our coaching carousel, what a basketball team, we're going to move on.
yeah,
Well, actually, I wanted to share with you, I have a Final Four as of right now.
you have a
Right.
Final Four.
As of today, well, I think Saturday, I got a Final Four. But one of them will be getting booted, and that's Duke, but they're in mine right now.
Is Auburn in it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then it'll be
No
Michigan
further
State
questions.
and St. John's. Cody, I wanted to tell you.
Ooh, ooh, St. John's. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I think I announced that I tell you I'll be rooting for St. John's when tournament time comes and
I
Carolina's not in?
I think you did, and
Yeah.
I think that's a good team to pick.
Thank you.
Yeah,
College baseball started this past weekend, Cody.
it's crazy how early they start, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cold outside.
I got
Some places.
I got a thought about college baseball, man, that I wanted to share with you.
Okay.
I think every weekend series should be one game on Friday night and then a doubleheader Saturday. No Sunday.
Yes.
Mainly because all you play come like if I'm a coach, like I'd do this with my team regardless. Just because when it comes time to what's it called? The College World Series before the College World Series though, when it's
The
64.
regionals.
Yeah, you're playing double headers. Like if you lose one game, you got to play a double header.
Hmm.
Some days you might. I mean, you're playing. You might have to play 5 games in 2, maybe 3 days. So and it goes when you go to the super regional, it's going to be a double header if you make it to game 3, and the same thing goes for the College World Series. If you want to make a deep run, you're probably going to have to play a double header if you lose one. I think it and these kids don't need to be traveling 3 days, man. Come on.
That's the big thing for me. You bring up great points as to why it makes sense to get teams ready for the postseason. Um, but I think, man, there's no need because think if throw a weekday game in there too, right? Say you're gonna
Yeah,
go play if you're ECU and you're gonna go play
App
Coastal
State.
Carolina on a Wednesday, um, come back. That's one day of travel, and then you go somewhere for a weekend series. You're gone 4 days out of the week. Get it over, man. Play the doubleheader. Travel back Saturday night, and then everyone's got all day Sunday to just kind of rest and do their own thing. I think the players would much prefer that as well, Jay.
I I was wondering because I know you got a little experience in the collegiate baseball world, Cody, and double headers and the long grind of the buses.
Hmm.
Uh, did did y'all like double headers? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean that's all we played, dude. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, this low level junior college baseball. Um, so a lot of places didn't have lights, so you had
Mm.
to get it done early. So we'd start early, and you'd play a doubleheader
Mm.
Saturday and Sunday. So we usually played four.
So if y'all can do it, they can do it, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, yes, correct. If we can do it, they can do it.
And they got lights, so they can play at night too.
They can, but I think
Eleven o'clock.
The Friday night game is
Yep.
good, and
11
then
o'clock game one. 10 o'clock game one. There's early baseballs is awesome.
yeah, I'd say 11 or 12. I think 11 or 12. Play till 3. Take a 30-minute break. Start the next game maybe 3:30 or 4. End at 7. Everyone, hit the bus. Let's go
Mm.
home. Hit the
Um,
showers, then hit the bus.
Showers first.
Yeah,
Also, I think we said this last year around this time, man. College baseball needs to be on ESPN. Like
it
when there's
does,
nothing,
man.
like I'm not saying ESPN. I'm saying ESPN when there's nothing else to put on, especially
I
on.
should never see these video games, man. They put video games on ESPN now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
why do I turn on ESPN sometimes and I see dudes with chainsaws seeing who can cut stuff in half the fastest?
Put a
Like,
little college baseball on, man.
throw on some college baseball, dude. There ain't no reason for it.
And it's okay if you don't have it right now in February because of college basketball is going during the weekend. But when it comes
April.
April, as soon as it's over, I want to see college baseball on ESPNU if I want to see the number two team play the number five team in conference play.
They could really grow the sport if they would do that too. They
Hmm.
could really grow it.
But it's back, and what I'm happy college baseball is going on. It just makes you feel like that time change and that sun's going to be up a little longer than it is today.
Um, Let me ask you a question, Jay. Um, as a fellow alum from East Carolina University, will you
Hmm.
be rooting for Cliff Godwin and the Pirates this season?
Absolutely not. Uh, Cliff Godwin's got I got no love for him in my heart. That's the bottom line. I saw they're not ranked this year coming into the season. Probably good for Cliff. It feels like they're normally ranked, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing they'll. I'm guessing they're going to be, a good team. Hell, they'll probably make the tournament. I'll tell you where they won't be going though, Cody. That's Omaha.
Omaha?
Omaha. They won't be there. Not this year. Not if Cliff's still there.
Hmm.
Um,
Talked about the golden handcuffs.
yeah. If that I wish I'm happy you finally put that together because when anyone asks what the golden handcuffs are, just say Cliff Godwin from here on out.
Yeah. You'll make a
Uh,
regional. You'll
yeah,
host
yeah,
a regional.
he'll host one. He might even be up 7-2
Yeah.
in the game decided
Yeah.
in the winter. I think they were when they lost to Texas. That wasn't winner take all, but if they won, they went to Omaha and they were up 7-2 and lost.
Mm.
Tough, 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 tough. All because the dugout dudes have cursed you, Cliff.
All because the dugout dudes weren't permitted the opportunity to take BP on the field.
That's
That's
yeah,
why that's why this is happening.
correct.
Yep.
And it might not be all three of the dugout dudes, but when the majority does it, that's that's when it happens.
Mhm.
Um, NBA All Star Weekend, Cody. This is our we're talking. Is this 3 weeks in a row with a little NBA in our episode?
Oh man. I got to be honest with you, Jay. I didn't watch any of the festivities. Um, did you tune into it to the All-Star game?
I didn't tune into the All Star game. I saw the car get wheeled out for Mac McClung, and then I got thrown back to the days when Blake Griffin was dunking over the car because I watched that, I think, live.
Mm-hmm.
Mac McClung, three-time NBA champion. I mean, not NBA champion, sorry. Slam dunk competition winner, champion. Mac McClung. Three times in a row, three-peat.
Um,
He's
I got
six.
some thoughts. I
He's
got
your height, Cody.
what's that?
He's your height.
I mean, it's cool for him. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. I don't know who he is. Um,
Really?
really.
He was a big time like his his high school mixtape was pretty big when he was
I have
coming
an
out.
idea of who it might be just off high school mixtape. Where'd he go to college?
Went to Houston and then finished at Georgetown.
I think I
I
know.
remember him more at Georgetown than
I was
Houston.
thinking Big East, so I think I know who he is. Jay, I think the dunk competition is my least favorite competition that they have on All Star
Yeah.
Weekend. It used to be cool a long time ago, the sad thing is, man, there's only so many dunks you can do. It's hard to be original now.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's just not exciting anymore. They're all can touch their head on the rim and it's impressive, but it's like very repetitive for me. I
Yeah.
much prefer the 3-point competition.
I agree. Tyler
Yeah.
Hero won that.
Did he?
Yes.
Is it Hero or Harrow?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. Probably Hero. It's spelled eight with two R's.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he won that, and then the All Star game was four teams broken up, and they played to 40. And team one, well, Team Chuck played Team Shaq. First to 40 wins. Somebody won. Team Candace played Team somebody. First to 41, they played each other. First to 40 wins, and that's it. I didn't watch. Sounded pretty stupid.
It is stupid, man.
Uh,
Um,
Just play the All Star game. Like this isn't this. I guess this maybe it's load management, Cody. But the NFL players not wanting to play in the Pro Bowl like it's a real game makes sense.
yeah, because it's so easy to get hurt.
The NBA not playing a basketball game during All Star weekend is dumb. It's another dumb thing the sport does.
It's
Uh,
another reason to not like the NBA. Just add it to the list.
who won the in season tournament this year, Cody? Did we ever figure that out?
No.
I didn't
It
even think about it.
Lakers won it last year.
Yep, first ever.
Yeah.
You want to play the in season tournament? That doesn't matter, but you won't play on All Star weekend.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, does it count towards win-loss record or is it
Yeah,
not?
it does. It does. I
Okay.
think. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
such a stupid thing they do. The in-season tournaments probably the dumbest thing the NBA does.
Maybe, maybe no. It definitely went on. The Milwaukee Bucks won it. How about that? Congrats, Giannis
I think we should
and Dame.
I think we should get rid of the NBA.
Do you want to
I
bring back the ABA?
I think the sport of basketball in the country of America should peak at the collegiate level with the ultimate goal of winning a national championship being the highest accomplishment you can have. And then let's just send the NBA to Europe. Let them have the NBA. They're
Man,
starting to put some good players into it anyway.
and
And
there
then
are the load management ain't gonna fly out there in Europe either, Cody.
no, I'd like them to try it though. And we can focus on hockey, man. I'm cool with that.
I'm
I'm
with you.
fine with focusing on hockey. I would rather take America's talented people that play basketball. Let's put them on a pair of ice skates and put them on the ice at a young age and see what we get.
You know, Cody, even better idea, brother.
Okay.
As soon as their collegiate time's up, let's get them ready for the World Cup
Mm.
because we're missing something on the pitch.
We're just gonna
You know,
throw them on the soccer field.
correct. Just everyone's 6'7" to six. Well, six. You know, we're gonna be the monsters out there.
Oh,
That's what
dude,
we do. We
you're
get
telling me we couldn't take our pick of the litter of college basketball players and in 3 months make him the best goalie that soccer's ever seen?
mm,
I think it'd be
all.
easy.
So we get rid of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But when they finish college, we send them to like a camp
A training camp.
down in Florida, maybe even Hawaii. I don't know,
Yep.
somewhere nice where we're not. This ain't hockey. We don't got to send them up north, and we get
I
them
want to
ready
send
to
I
put
want to
on
send
for
him
our
to
country.
Colorado, man. I want him to have to train at elevation.
Okay, we can do that maybe 3 months out the year,
Sure.
and it's going. This training's probably going to take them a year
Mhm.
total,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then but they got 4 years. That's the beauty of this because they're only going to play in the World Cup, and then I think it's called. There's one other thing because Europe has where every 4 years. Is it Copa America? That's what it's called.
Yes,
Where
I've heard
South
of it.
America and North America and Central
Mm,
America have their big tournament every 4 years,
mhm,
while Europe does. We'll have them playing in that in the World Cup. That's
mhm.
practically it. But
That sounds
yeah,
good to me.
I think that might have
That sounds
been
great to me.
it might have
I'm
been the
not
smartest
afraid to
thing.
take the football players that aren't good enough to go to the NFL. Let's throw them into this too.
Hmm.
The skill players. I'm talking specifically probably DBs and wide receivers.
I think we need like some tight ends out there too, man.
Think so?
But that goes for wide
Like
receiver.
enforcers.
Yeah, someone because we're not going to flop either with these
No,
athletes. There's no more
no.
flopping on this side.
Mm-mm.
So we I want some people that are gonna, like you said, enforce some pain out there on the pitch.
That sounds
Bring
great to me.
hockey, bring hockey to the pitch.
Yes, yes. Maybe.
Maybe we do need hockey players, but we're going to keep their sport alive, so we're not going to do that to them.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Hockey's NHL ain't going anywhere. I like that.
All right.
But we can further develop this as time goes on. I think it's a good plan though.
I do
A
too.
great idea.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
it was your idea too, so thank you
We
for
came up with it collectively, I would
yes.
say.
It was a Tuesday morning quarterback's idea. Great
Uh-huh.
idea.
Uh-huh.
Um, Cody, last thing I got for you before we get out of here, man.
Okay.
What's on your mind, brother?
Hmm. Um glad you asked me this. I'm glad you asked me before we started recording too, because
Hmm.
I'm always a little scattered when it comes to this. It's gonna be for me, it's gonna be Game of Thrones, man. Um,
Oh,
I told you I'm rewatching two shows. So one is Mindhunter, the other one is Game of Thrones. Um, I've already finished season one over the weekend, and it's I'm catching all these little things that I'd never seen before. Um, and it just takes me back to 2017 when I was binging it, but it truly is, in my opinion, at least the first five seasons, probably the best 5 seasons of television ever made, man. It just what the Lannisters are doing, it just makes my blood boil all over again. Just
man.
uh,
You're so I think you're going to get really upset when you get to about season. Like once you get out of everything he knows great, then it's going to
mhm.
be like, why did they do this to this show? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it ain't
It,
terrible, but it's
see, I didn't hate season 7 as much as most people. Because they mainly just sped things up. Like they weren't letting things develop as long. But season 8 was when it got bad. You know, there was like that one scene where they forgot there was a Starbucks cup
yeah,
just in plain view. They
I forget.
had the huge, like, ever anticipated fight between the White Walkers and and everyone, the living at Winterfell. The whole episode was black. You just couldn't see anything.
Just squinting the
Um,
whole time.
yeah, and then obviously the way they ended it, I didn't agree with like the downfall of Daenerys and how quickly they tried to paint her as like the Mad Queen. If you're catching spoilers, it's been too long since the show ended, so it's kind of on you for not having watched it at this point.
You're right.
Um, but it's the only thing that sucks, man, is like I'm watching season one and I'm watching all the stuff I hate about the Lannisters, and I wish I could be like, well, at least when I get to season 8, like it'll all be worth it. Like we'll get our get back,
Mm-hmm.
and like you kind of do with Arya and House Frey, but
Not really.
the deaths you see, like the big ones, Jamie, Cersei, they they're not even they don't die in a way like that they should die. Like
Hmm.
you want to see Arya go in there and slaughter them or something, and it's
I
such a
will.
great show, man. But you never come out on top, and it
Yeah,
sucks.
you're right. I, yeah, the Jamie and it's mainly Cersei, dude. The way Cersei, you don't get your get back with Cersei the way you're supposed
Yeah,
to in that show, and it's tough.
yeah, tough.
But
But that's
you know, Sir Duncan the Tall, that show is going to be coming out, I think, in April, dude, or this
that
summer.
soon.
Yeah, like another spinoff. So I will be tuning into that, and we'll probably be recapping it on here because we're probably going to
We
love
will. I'll watch anything Game of Thrones related, House of the Dragon related. This new one, just give me more, man. Just keep giving me more.
it. And don't be afraid to speed up your timeline on the new seasons after. You know,
Yeah,
maybe from 2 years to 1 year.
one year
That's all. Maybe
would be nice.
I'll even
Mm.
go 14 months.
I'd sign that
I
right
don't.
now if you
Yeah, I
put that
don't
in front of
want.
me.
And I don't even like that, but I would do it.
No, yeah, I don't like it either, but it's a lot better than 24. At least if it were 14 when the season came off TV, you'd be able to say at least within a year we'll get new episodes.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but enough of that. That's what's on my mind. It will be on my mind for the next month or two until I finish it. Um, but Jay, what is on your mind?
Um. So I found out what was on my mind for this week early in the week, and then Saturday thought of something that was way better, and I've
Mm,
lost that thought since. So we're back
yeah,
to my original one, and that
I get
is
that.
I got this cup right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Now you
This
can gotta
this
go.
look, the cup ain't what it's about. The certain cup I'm talking about can be any cup in your household, but this one is mine. It's called my water cup, Cody.
Okay.
Only water goes in it.
Oh,
I- I've had it,
nothing
so
else.
nothing else allowed.
How long have you been doing this?
Um, I mean, this one's been sitting next to my bed for easily over a month. But
Mm-hmm.
why I'm bringing this to you is I ain't washed it once in a month
Mm-hmm.
of making it my water cup. And looking in, I was like, I was just wondering, do you got to wash your water cup ever? Unless you backwash in it, or you might see something in it. But this thing's got a lid, so I pour the water in, and I'm smart enough not to drink it while I got food in my mouth, and there's
Mm-hmm.
no backwash in it, and I don't see. Like I thought about maybe washing it because it's been a month, but I'm not gonna do it when I look in there and it's just nothing.
Yeah, I think the only concern you could have is if like you let water sit in there for a while and you didn't drink it. But
Hmm.
if you're constantly drinking it and emptying it and getting new water, I mean it's water, you know?
But there is like this cup doesn't you're not going to get all the water out of it. You're drinking out unless you take it off and throw it back. So part of me thinks the water at the bottom might be the same water from the first month. Like, and I mean, it's it's that much water at the
Is
bottom.
there not a straw?
There is a straw, but
You
it's
don't
like
think you don't think you get the water out of the bottom through the
you're right.
straw?
You're right. You're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. I'm getting it's
So you're probably this is probably clean water.
yeah. That's why there's nothing settling at the bottom probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, And I'd say the longest I go without drinking this cup is maybe 2 or 3 days. Like it's normally empty. I drink it. The reason I like it so much is how fast I drink a bottle. Like all of a sudden I've drank 8 bottles of water that I've dumped in the thing. But
Do you
I don't
like
wash
it?
the cup.
Do you like it because you don't have to wash it?
Yes.
Or okay. I
Yeah.
see. I don't think that's crazy. I've never done that with water, but I have designated coffee cups at
Yeah.
home and at work. And the one that's at work, as I'm sure you can imagine, it stays at work for long periods of time. Only coffee goes in it. I rarely wash it.
Yeah. I've heard of that before. I was just wondering if just other thoughts on your perspective, Cody, on and even the listeners' perspective on if they think we're wrong and we should be I should be washing my cup because maybe this could hurt me in some way. Please reach out to us on X or anywhere and let us know.
Because we could be in danger if that were the case.
That's why we come to you with what's on our mind, so we can help you and you can help us.
People helping people.
Mm.
It's a
Tell us
beautiful
all
thing.
the time.
Hmm.
Hold on. Let me check. Just make sure.
Yeah, I haven't looked either. I'm so used to not
Goose
having
egg?
any. Yeah,
It's another goose egg, brother.
it's
But
another
that's
goose
okay.
egg. That's all right. Another day. Fans haven't sent us a question. We haven't received a question in almost a month. Um,
Mm, I miss them.
I miss the questions too. Um, but I'm sure the people will come back. I don't know if they've heard the rumors floating around there on social media, but we will have a big time, potentially have a
I think.
big time guest with us
I mean,
soon,
from the
maybe
last
next
text,
week.
from the last text I got, man, I've never felt more confident about something. And this is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to this podcast,
Ladies
and
and
probably
gentlemen,
all of our lives. That's you, me, and the listeners that get to listen to this man.
ladies and gentlemen, if we lock on this guest that we're alluding to right now, I can assure you that he is just an absolute professional in all facets of life, um, an expert, um, regarded regarded very highly by all who know him, uh,
Mm-hmm.
doctors, professional athletes,
He's the man.
scientists. All look up to him for his expertise. We're bringing him to the pod, or we're trying to
Is
for
he
you
the witty?
guys.
Is he the wittiest person in the world?
He's
Or yeah,
out of all the people I've ever known, I would say he is in the top two or three, and I think he's probably number one.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
excited, and I know everybody else is too, man.
yeah. Um, so that being said, that's something for the people to look forward to. Maybe he'll say something that'll provoke a question out of somebody.
They're gonna
That
want to ask
that
him
would
the
yeah,
questions.
yeah, and that would be great. I'd love to know we still have fans that listen to us.
Uh huh.
And yeah. So anyway,
Until episode 59, then, huh?
yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but that episode's gonna be named after another Carolina Panthers linebacker, more than
Yeah, I thought
likely.
about that when you said this one.
Yeah.
I thought
Um,
about London Fletcher, but I can't even. London Fletcher's a hell of a player. He's just not Luke Kuechly.
he's not. Did you know I'm older than Luke Kuechly was when he retired, Jay?
I do.
Isn't that a shame? Because if I were a football player, I'd still be playing football at this age right now. So
So, so would Thomas Davis at that age, Cody.
so would Thomas Davis. I love Luke Kuechly. That's my only knock. It's a
Hmm.
hell of a knock. All right. You got anything else for this episode, Jay?
I'm done, man.
All right, listeners, we're gonna see you next week, next Tuesday. Please reach out to us with your questions. Tell a friend about the pod. Check us out on YouTube. Follow the channel. Like and subscribe. Um, and let's have a great week.
There you go.
And let's get through week 2 of the off season.
Yep.
Let's get through it.
Yep. That's all we
All right.
can do.
That's
Toodaloo.
right. We'll see you next time.